Hey everybody, Michael Snyder at California Weather Watch. Today is September 27th, and right now we're looking at the mid-level water vapor loop. You can see what is Tropical Storm John down here off the coast of Mexico. No threat to the southwest USA right now. We'll take a look if anything across the tropics may be moving our way. We'll take a look to see if we have anything coming up in the future. Are we going to get any troughing off the coastline here, any offshore wind events? All good questions. Let's jump into things. Right now we're looking at the visible satellite, and you can see pretty clear all the way from the California-Oregon border through the Bay Area, but once you get towards the central coast in Southern California, you can see that marine layer is fairly well socked in. You get into the interior areas, however, and some nice glorious sunshine already out there, and not too much smoke to speak of as well, so you got to take that into account. Quite nice on that front. Take a look at the Storm Prediction Center. No thunderstorm activity today is forecast. Let's go ahead and move on in towards the 500 millibar. We're looking at upper level troughs and ridges out there. You can see what is Tropical Storm John. Should be weakening to a depression. And you see it's not really moving up towards the southwest USA. We still got frontal systems going through the Pacific Northwest, but we've also got ridging around here. And this is probably going to keep us fairly warm here through the near term and the extended forecast until this thing tries to move down. I mean, we're looking way far off in the future here, but we're kind of grasping at straws. This could start to drop some of the temperatures here across central and northern California. We'll be watching that one. I'll show you some of the temperatures here on that in a moment, but then you can see that one swings through and it wants to build another ridge and kind of an upper level low going across some of the interior mountainous regions here across the western USA. But if we take a look here, again, you'll see not much precipitation across the state of California. And you see the tropical systems down here not really making their way up towards the southwest also. Then we look way off and there's that trough in that storm system. You see this frontal system may try to bring some precipitation, but you see it doesn't even make it down towards the Bay Area on this run. We'll be watching that and breaking it down on a daily basis to see if something can change, because it can't change in a heartbeat. And you can see right near the 250 hours, a tropical storm or some kind of system out there and off to the south of Cabo, trying to get organized. So here's Tropical Storm John. It should be a depression by the time we go towards tomorrow morning and drift off to the north and west. Now, looking at waves, we're going to get a little bit of some bump in this wave action as we go through tonight and tomorrow. You can kind of see it trying to make its way down towards Southern California, maybe a little bit of a bump there. Nothing too crazy though, and these storms are pretty far north. The secondary one also tries to bring a little bit of a bump down here across Northern California as we go through the upcoming week. And then, yeah, we'll worry about what's to come next there after that. But yeah, always pay attention to your local surf, of course. The surfers know all that information as well. Now, looking at the high resolution rapid refresh, this goes out 48 hours. And you can see it looks like some of the fires across Southern California is still producing. They're not fully contained, so I don't know if that was the line or the bridge fire there, but it's still producing a little bit of smoke as we go on in through this evening and tonight. So there still is some of that activity out there, but relatively speaking, as a whole, the state is doing quite well for this time of year. And again, you can see this here on the Cal Fire. And if you zoom in on this area, click on the zoom in there, and you can go down there and take a look at the fires. And it tells you how much of these fires are contained. Here's I think this is the, which fire is this? It does not tell me right. This is the line fire. Yeah, so 83% contained. The bridge fire is right there, 97% contained. The airport fire is 95% contained. And these did burn some pretty good amounts here. As you can see, the line fire about 24,000. There's the bridge fire at 55,000 acres, and the line fire close to 40,000 acres there. So yeah, at least they're not producing too much smoke as of right now. So looking at the GFS, this one is hot off the presses, the 12Z run. We're looking at mean sea level pressure. And we're going to scroll on in through the future here. You can see as we go through Monday, we do get this northerly pressure gradient, maybe northeast here. That's going to kind of keep our temperatures on the warm side here. It's not really a strong offshore wind event. You can see really not much of a gradient across Southern California whatsoever. But we kind of keep that with us here as we go through Tuesday. Then we start to weaken those gradients as we move on in towards Wednesday. And you can see no systems right now, no tropical systems to speak of as we go through next week. And we scroll off into the extended forecast. Again, we're watching for any kind of, big high here over the Great Basin, which would drive an offshore wind event. You see a little bit of something there, but we're looking at 10 days out right now, kind of grasping at straws at this point. But this also shows that when you do have this higher pressure inland here, you have this thermal trough. That's what's going to keep us warm through the extended forecast. And it really reflects here on the 12Z GFS, for example. I mean, look at the temperature anomalies. Some of these are up over 15, 20 degrees for some areas. And really, at a lot of time, it's encompassing much of the state of California. You see the coastal areas doing much better. But once you get away from the coast, at all really warm temperatures here as we move through this week. And I'm going through 3 hour chunks here. And you can kind of see as we go off into next week. I mean, look at some of these temperatures along the northern coast, the Bay Area, and the central coast. Just very warm. Some places perhaps 25 degrees above normal for this time of year, and it just continues on in through next week. Towards the end of the week, we continue to still see that above average temperatures. Don't shoot the messenger, folks. But you guys are getting what they know as known as the Indian summer here. You're extending our summer all the way out into early October, it looks like, and then we finally get the chance to cool things down maybe a little bit if that troughing does show up on as the GFS has been showing at times through the extended forecast. But really, it's so far out there that you don't want to get caught up in that too much just yet. And you can see this also reflected in the 6 to 10 day above average across a lot of the southwest portion of the USA. And look at this below average just dominating central portions of the USA. Near normal showing up here, but again, we're not showing much in the extended forecast here for California. So we'll be breaking that down day by day. And one more look here at the drought monitor. A lot of the state is abnormally dry, but we still don't have that much drought across the region here. But you know, the longer we continue to not have precipitation, we're going to be dealing with some of this drought encroaching into California at times here as we go through the next month or two, I fear. So anyway, cross your fingers for that. Things can change quickly. We'll be watching it day by day. And if you want to help support the channel, there's a store down below. You can see you can put California Weather Watch stuff on there. And the men's and the women's premium hoodies are quite nice. And the moisture wicking t-shirts are really nice as well. I wear those all the time. So if you want to help support the channel, go ahead and do that. But otherwise, we'll continue to break things down day by day. We'll see what is next to come. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow.